Well, it's the middle of the fall and many gardeners are taking a well-deserved break, so now is a great opportunity for some off-season content. If you have ever wanted to start your own YouTube channel, or you've wondered how I've grown mine to be successful, well today I'm going to show you how you can start your own successful YouTube channel in your spare time. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and check out my Amazon store and Spreadshop links in the video description for everything I use in my garden and awesome custom apparel and gear. Starting a YouTube channel is a great business opportunity. It's relatively low risk, it requires very little financial investment, and you can do it from the safety and comfort of your own home. Yet, almost every new YouTube channel is destined to fail, and that's because people start out with a completely wrong approach. So, where do we begin? Well, the first thing you have to decide is what your channel is going to be about. Most people are going to get this very first step wrong because the motivation behind it is wrong. If you are starting a YouTube channel with the goal of being rich and famous, you are almost certain to fail because you are wholly unprepared for what is about to come your way. Here is the cold hard reality. You are probably going to be building this channel in your spare time. That's what I did. You're going to be working a full-time job 40 to 50 hours a week plus all of your life chores, responsibilities, and obligation. You are going to have to build this channel in whatever remains when you have the least amount of time and energy to do so. So you are going to have to be consistent about it. That is what I did. I started by dedicating 15 to 20 hours a week every single week to my channel. My channel requires filming outdoors in the daylight, so because I work a full-time job, I had to do most of my filming on weekends, then do all of the editing between the hours of 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. on weeknights after work. Here is another reality. You're going to do this for free for a very long time. It took me nearly a year and a half just to be approved for YouTube monetization, but at that point I had invested thousands in camera and computer equipment, so I operated at a loss for the first 4 years. That's 20 hours a week times 52 weeks times 4 years. Well, that's 4,160 hours I essentially worked for free. A full-time job, well, that's 2,080 hours a year. So that's like working a full-time job for free your first 2 entire years straight before I made my first profitable dollar. Now, don't get me wrong, you could be one of the rare channels that blows up overnight, but more than likely, it is going to take many years for you to have consistent success. Because you're going to be doing this totally for free, more than likely, for so long, it is very important that you dedicate your channel to the thing in life that you are most passionate about. So, when choosing your niche, my advice is don't do it based on audience size or a number of rich YouTubers that operate in that space. Choose the thing that you are willing to do for free for several years because you just love doing it. Also, let me tell you, people can smell a phony. They know if you chose that space simply due to business opportunity. If you don't have a real passion for it, you will eventually expose yourself. You'll never build an audience phoning it in because viewers want authenticity. It has to be painfully obvious that you're obsessed with what you're doing. You can't fake this. I didn't start a YouTube gardening channel to make a lot of money. The gardening niche only has widespread viewership 4 months a year. Getting rich running a gardening channel is like trying to get rich by opening an ice cream stand in New Jersey. You make all of your income in that 4-month period, and then for the rest of the year, the business crashes. There is way more money to be made in niches like cooking, finance, politics, sports, or gaming because they have a wider audience and they are immune to seasonality. But here's the thing. I don't like those things. I'm not passionate about them. I'm not going to drag my butt upstairs at 10 p.m. after a long day of work to edit a video for free on those subjects. I chose gardening because that is the only passion in my life where the emotional reservoir is so deep I can always dig down and find the energy to do the work. Okay, so you heeded my advice, you now know the thing you love talking about the most, and you're willing to put in a few thousand hours of work for free to build an audience. Where do we start? Where do I learn how to edit videos, speak on camera, or come up with interesting topics to talk about? Well, there are actually many videos on YouTube that you can watch for free that will teach you how to use editing software and speak on camera, but honestly, I never watched a single video on this. The fact is, the world is full of highly educated people that don't know how to do anything. The only way that you will ever get good at this is to do it. The truth is, it's going to take you 50 to 100 videos. Yeah, 50 to 100 videos just to learn how to use editing software, and then another 50 to 100 videos on top of that just for you to find your own unique voice. It's probably going to take you 2 to 3 years of building that content, so yeah, it's going to take you quite a while dedicating the next 2 to 3 years of your life doing this just to become a decent editor and speaker. Here is what I did personally. Have you ever heard the old saying, good artists copy, great artists steal? Well, the best way for you to learn how to make YouTube videos is to copy your favorite YouTuber in the space that you want to operate in. I started my YouTube channel completely by accident. I moved to North Carolina in the fall of 2017, and my now wife, then fiance, she was working in travel medicine and she would leave every other week. So we had just moved to a new town. We didn't know anyone yet. I had free time every other week because she wasn't around, so I used that time to start filming YouTube videos. You see, after living the last 13 years of my life in Philadelphia with no backyard, I suddenly had this huge backyard in a climate where I could grow food year-round, and I was obsessed with starting my new first real backyard garden all by myself. Here's how it happened for me. At the time, I was completely obsessed with getting my own big backyard garden up and running, and as a result, I was binge watching gardening content, and the guy that I would watch the most was Gary Pilarchik of The Rusted Garden. He is one of the OG garden YouTubers that has been doing this longer than almost anyone else. He was the very first YouTube channel that I ever subscribed to. Back in those days, gardening videos were mostly just walking around with a shaky camera and just talking about stuff. So I watched so many of his videos that I thought to myself, hey, I'm going to do what he does and document my gardening journey from day one on camera. So this is my first ever YouTube video that I filmed back in March of 2018. Let's see how I did. This is my first ever year gardening in North Carolina. I've lived in Pennsylvania for 13 years, and this is a totally new zone for me. This is a zone 8. So I have my seedlings going, which will be my early warm weather crops for the year, which are tomatoes and peppers. You can put them in right at the last chance of frost. So I am doing more than I've ever done before this year. Last year I grew 6 different varieties of tomatoes. This year I don't even know how many I'm growing. The more things change, the more they stay the same. So in the beginning, my gardening videos were mostly just copycat videos of Gary's work. It wasn't my intention to copy him. It's just because he's who I watch the most often, and that is the format that I got in my mind, so I just wound up basically doing what he did. However, I was a poor imitation of Gary. My camera work was bad, the audio was terrible, I was a lousy speaker, I had no idea how to edit, and most of my videos were just shaky camera footage full of wind noise made up of 3 or 4 files that I just spliced together with tons of pausing in my speaking. So I made videos like that for the first 2 to 3 years of my channel, but that's just what it took for me to learn basic editing and camera work in my free time when I was working full-time. When that's all the time you have to dedicate to things and you work a full-time job, that's just what it takes. But that 3rd year, I finally made some investments. I bought a real camera, tripod, and microphone. Now I had good audio and video. I invested in better editing software. I worked on speaking better. I started storyboarding my videos and editing out pauses and any footage where I repeated myself. When I established these standards, I started developing my own unique style. The full transformation of my garden channel hit on year 5. I had a system down. I had developed my own flow. I was no longer an imitation of someone else. I had found my own voice and I became my own person on camera, different than any other channel. I also had my own unique editing style. Whereas my early videos, they only consisted of a handful of edits, they now contained about 100 edits on average. It was also no accident that this was the year that things finally took off from my channel. After 4 years of slow but progressive growth, things finally exploded for me on year 5. So, unless you have been previously trained to speak on camera and edit films, you probably are going to have to follow a similar path to me. You're going to have to put in the work and be okay with your first 100 to 200 videos being lousy. You're going to have to be okay with putting yourself out there into the world and just not being very good. You're going to have to start off by being a cheap imitation of someone else. But if you put in this work consistently and you dedicate yourself to learning the craft, you will find your own voice and you will become your own authentic self on camera. It just takes time, practice, and self-acceptance. And in case you're wondering, this video for me is long format video number 746. Now that I'm 8 years into this YouTube channel, my videos are basically unrecognizable from where they began. Whereas my initial videos maybe had a dozen edits or less, each video now involves hundreds of edits in an effort to make them as tight and as informative as possible. I work harder than ever to make them, but it's worth it because I'm just so grateful to all of you who have supported my work over the years. My motivation is to give you the best product I can possibly give in return for what you have given me. This gratitude is essential. Without gratitude, you will not succeed. You must be grateful for each little blip of success along your journey, because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a whole lot of nothing, and then you're going to get little blips here and there, and they're going to come and go. You have to really savor them and be grateful when something good happens. But to be clear, consistency is just as important. In order for YouTube to recommend your content to a wider audience, the YouTube algorithm has to learn what your channel is about. If you publish content inconsistently, or you're constantly making random content that spans different subjects all over the place, YouTube's not going to know what your channel is about, and it's not going to know who to recommend your content to, so it won't. Pick a niche and stay in your lane as much as possible and publish your videos on the same schedule every week. I have been publishing my videos on the same schedule for over 5 years. Monday and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I have never missed. If I go on a vacation, I just work twice as hard the month prior to build up content and schedule them ahead of time so they automatically post while I'm away, so there is never a gap in the content. Sound hard? It is. If you want to be successful, that is what it takes if you're a one-man show like I am. Since my first taste of success back in 2021, I doubled down. I went from 1 video a week to 2 on this channel. I started a second channel called 2-Minute Garden Tips, where I publish 1 video each week on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern. I run a merchandise store, an Amazon store, and I'm starting up a website, themillennialgardener.com, all while maintaining my entire garden, and I've done this all by myself. Doing this all has been a 60-hour-a-week commitment for the last 5 years, and I've been working a full-time job the entire time. Yes, I have been working 100 hours a week every week for half a decade. When I tell people this, they all ask me the same question. How are you still standing? Where do you find the time and the energy? This is why it's so important that you get my first part of this video right. You have to choose a channel based on your greatest passion. You will need an unlimited emotional reservoir to tap into and find the strength. And the only way you'll be able to do that is if you choose your greatest passion. We all have them. What is that thing that you can talk incessantly about for hours? What's the topic you're just dying for somebody to bring up at a party? What's that thing you do forever if you won the lottery and you never had to work a job again? That's the thing you should make your YouTube channel about. But it is also important that you choose a passion project that is healthy for you. I mean, there's a lot of toxic topics out there that get a lot of clicks. Consider this. This job is going to take a lot from you, so you need a topic that is going to give back and feed your soul. Life is busy. We have a full-time job, a spouse, kids to take care of, bills to pay. When we get overwhelmed and we run short on time, what are the first things that we cut out of our lives? Our hobbies, our passions. We cut out all of the joy in our lives to make room for the chores, the responsibilities, and the obligations that we don't want to do. Choosing a gardening channel has literally saved my life. Because I built this channel around my greatest joy and passion, my greatest joy and passion has now become one of my top obligations in life. It has become a critical part of my livelihood, so I simply can't cut it out of my life. I'm forced to do the thing that I love the most every single day. This was the happiest accident I have ever made, and it's the reason why I've been able to sustain this level of effort I've put in for so long. I've made the thing I do the most, the thing I love doing the most. And this gardening channel has also made me a tremendously better gardener. In my quest for new ideas for content, well, it forces me to take on projects and conduct new experiments. It has motivated me to build this awesome garden that you see all around me. Sure, without this channel, I would still have a big garden, but it wouldn't be this big or this fantastic. This channel and your viewership has become such a source of motivation for me that it just makes me want to grow bigger and bigger every single year of my life. It drives my passion even further. It's just been a wonderful, positive feedback cycle. Plus, it keeps me healthier with fresh air, exercise, sunshine, and lots and lots of healthy homegrown produce. So if you want to start your own channel, choose something that will help motivate you to grow as a person. And that's what I want for you. I want you to find a way to monetize your passion. I doubt I'll ever get rich running this YouTube channel because it's just too seasonal, but that being said, this channel has made me wealthy in ways that I have never imagined. Have you all heard those motivational speakers that were like, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life? And we all just laughed them off? Well, I understand that now, and that's real wealth, something that money can't buy. Too many of us, we wake up dreading the day ahead. Find something that just makes you want to jump out of bed every single day and just be excited to be alive. I promise you, it is less work working that thing that you love 100 hours a week than it is working that thing you dread for 40 hours a week. So that's the story of how I grew a successful YouTube channel all in my spare time, and the advice that I'd be willing to give anybody looking to start a new channel of their own or to embark on any other passion project that they hope to monetize one day. It's been a ton of work getting here, but the journey has been incredible. That being said, my channel is so close to 1 million subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. Try to get us over that mark. And if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with your family and friends. That way maybe they can subscribe to the channel too. Gardening interest, well, it slows to a crawl this time of year, so simply hitting that like button and sharing it with people, it goes miles to spread these videos to a wider audience. Also, please check out my brand new website, themillennialgardener.com. It's new, but I hope to expand it over the years into a blog for those looking for informative gardening articles in text format. So everybody, I sure hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please ring the notification bell so you're notified when I release more videos like these. For all of the products I use in real life to grow my garden, I have them all linked down in the Amazon storefront link in my video description. So expand the video description, click on the Amazon storefront link, you'll see everything I use in real life. While you're down there, please consider checking out my spread shop for custom merch if you want to support my channel. Also check out my new website, themillennialgardener.com. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see all of you again on the next video. Okay, Dale, I want to show everyone how wonderful the Furminator is and how excellent that is at taking your undercoat off. And Dale is a very lightly shedding dog. He does not shed much at all, but still, it gets all that undercoat off. So we're going to take it nice and low. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. We're getting all kinds of hair all over the place. We'll take it down his leg. We'll take it across his belly. And this thing is the best money you'll ever spend. I'll place a link down in the video description to Dale's Furminator. We'll get some hair off his tail. Look at it all coming off there. Oh, he likes this. Get all that hair off. Now Daly wants his right side done. Oh yeah, look at that, all that hair. So we have some nice piles of hair there. We clean off the Furminator. That will eject the hair. And Dale's gone to go pee on stuff.